coming to Roja itself, I mean, when I was thinking of what we're going to talk about in this episode, I realized that so 1992 was a difficult time for India, right? Um, Ram Janmabhoomi, the movement was happening. The Rath Yatra happened in 1991, and generally, I don't think it was a great time for Hindu-Muslim comity or for the idea of a secular India. And of course, on 6th December 92, Babri Masjid was brought down. Probably the darkest day in independent India. And Sharan and I grew up in Manipal, near Udupi, coastal Karnataka, which at that time, in those years leading up to 1992, turned very communal. It was a hotbed of identity politics. It was a hotbed of Hindutva politics, and continues to be even today. People describe Mangalore and Dakshina Kannada as Hindutva's laboratory, right? So during Babri Masjid, it was when 6th December happened, we didn't have school for a while. There was curfew. There was severe violence around Kundapur and stuff, which is not very far away from where we live. And so there was curfew. And it was during this curfew that, I was sitting at home. There was not much to do. And the Roja cassette was at home. And I remember spending days together, like morning to evening, listening to Roja again and again. And Sharan would have been what? 3, Sharan? We would have been 3 at that time. Yeah. 3.5. And I mean, we were both obsessed with this music, both of us. And this is something I remember very well, that there was a long break. And during that time, we were listening to Roja all the time. I mean, our parents are doctors and they would be away from home during the day. And there was just 2 boys at home. And we were listening to this all the time.
And I remember Chinna Chinna Aasai, especially as a song that I sang a lot in for whatever school competitions and stuff like that. I think Amma wrote down the lyrics, and in Tamil I used to sing it, of course, not in Hindi. But
yeah, correct. Yeah, I mean, Chinna Chinna Aasai was eminently singable, and
exactly
it was. Yeah, and the other thing about Roja was again, when I googled, when I was just looking it up, Roja released on 15th August 1992. I mean, I'm sure it was a deliberate Independence Day release. It was Maniratnam's first overtly patriotic film. And it's a strange time, because here is a man who's made music for this film, a man who's converted to Islam, right? Calling himself Allah Rakha Rahman, and he's there. He's making music in Tamil. That music is then, over the next 6 months, 8 months, dubbed into Hindi, and it is now by early 93, mid 93 is my guess. It's the music of the country, right? People are singing it in every language. It's there in Telugu. It's there in Tamil. It's there in
Hindi.
Was it in Hindi? Hindi definitely. I don't know if it was there in Malayalam.
I think there was a Malayalam version. Maybe
there was a Malayalam version. Okay, so and it's I find that so strange for this time, right?
Yeah,
so
it's actually remarkable. You're completely right that I didn't think of it like that. But for Roja to come out in 92, the year of the Babri Masjid demolition, for Rahman to be the guy who in the weeks before the album was being released, he said, change my name from Dilip to Rahman on the album cover or whatever, right? That was the story. So, and for him to kind of embrace that identity, and for him to continue to be this person who, even now, 30 years later, is this kind of amazing amalgam of both Hindu cultural tradition and Islam Sufi tradition, right? And it's kind of remarkable that it all started with that movie in that year. And Roja itself is a plot about, Kashmir, about, what it means to be Indian, about this Hindu couple from the south. And in many ways, so many themes that are still so relevant. Like what is it for you, if you're a South Indian who can't even speak Hindi, for you to show up in Kashmir, which themselves, they don't see themselves as part of the Hindi world. and then for you to be lost there and your wife to go and search for you there.